afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Onslow Park, the scene that hasn't changed for the last 30-odd years. And I think this is a time to say a big thank you to you, our public who've joined us here today. You supported us in past years in the rain, but we've now got the sun. But we have a great tradition to live up to, and without any more to do, we will commence with the Grand Parade, headed by the Showman's Engines, led by Joe Davis, our worthy recipient of the law.
This cavalcade of steam's great might presents to us a wondrous sight of engines now resplendent made from years of harbouring in the shade. They came from yard and field and wood, and in their twilight silent stood. With rusting motion and boiler cold, it was for scrap that they were sold. Then in the summer's sweltering scorch, their end it was the burner's torch. But some from this grim fate were taken, the slumbering giants gently awaken. With lavish care from owners new, they are but now the chosen few, that represent a lost great power, which we present to you this hour. For these are the engines of an era long past, built by the men whose skill were to last. But for all this grace and beauty, they were made for man's duty, hauling with ease the team's former loads up and down the country's roads. Others were the sons of soil, from ploughing to thrashing they eased the toil. Then came the showman with engines so grand, each thought his the best in the land. Yet with the brass and electric light, there came the strength to move the sight. This was part of their calling to man, but what of the homes where they began? Charles Bowl of Thetford, the true Norfolk breed, while Ransoms and Garretts were Suffolk seed. Next came Lincoln, its four famous sons, of Roby, Clayton, Foster and Rustons. Marshals of Gainsborough in that same shire, they made engines for all to admire. Then in Cheshire, the land of salt, Fodens were built with never a fault. But place for sell-up men, the Sentinel it was for them. They were the joy of Shrewsbury town, and never let their masters down. Further north in the city of Leeds, Fowlers and McLaren sufficed the needs. From the Garden of England a prancing horse, Aveling and Porter ran the course. Wallace and Stevens with sprightly 5-ton, Taskers nearby would give it a run. These are a few of the famous breeds, all working the purpose of man's needs. So let us salute these machines from the past, built by the men whose skill were to last. They made them strong to give of their best. In aging years they do not rest. They still drive on with fiery soul and beating heart that scorns control. With burnished limbs of shimmering steel and throbbing pulse of circling wheel. With shining paint and polished brass, all other machines they do surpass. But with shrieking whistle and vapor cloud, their aim is now to please the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the steam engine.